And joining us from South Carolina is Coach Shane Beamer, who's on the line. But thank you for joining us this morning, Coach Beamer.
Thanks for having me. Quite an honor, and appreciate you guys thinking of us and giving us this honor.
Absolutely. We this room unfortunately had nothing to do with it. These people are all very nice, but the football writers voted on the award, and we just put our name on it. But thank you,
whoever did. Thank you, and thanks for your contributions to it as well.
You can't. You've got to feel good about your team after seeing and bounce back from a loss with a win over such a powerful, impressive team that started the season off so well. How were you feeling going into Saturday's game? And certainly, I think we know how you were feeling afterward.
Yeah, we felt good going into it. We obviously did not perform well at all the week before against Florida, but we got a resilient bunch of guys on our team and had a really good week of practice and knew that we'd have to play really, really well in order to beat Tennessee, and we did. We played well in all three phases, and crowd was a factor certainly here in Columbia, and was definitely feeling really, really good after the game as well.
I think we heard people chanting Beamer ball at you behind the crowd after the win, and I think there's a lot of respect tied to that, and people consider that sort of doing the good things well and doing the little things well. What does it mean to you to hear a phrase like that kind of got so much tie, not just to you, to your family, but to have it being chanted at you after a huge nationally significant win? It's got to be pretty cool.
No, that was pretty cool. I mean, we had Kirk Herbstreit and Chris Fowler and Holly Rowe there doing the game, and Chris and Kirk, really all three of them did so many of my dad's games when he was coaching, and that's what he thrived on with that Virginia Tech program. So to have them there doing our game Saturday night, to have my dad down on the field after the game with my mom, obviously was pretty special. And then to me, the Beamer ball is just constantly attacking and having the threat of scoring no matter who's on the field, whether it be your offense, your defense, or one of your special teams units. That's what it means to me. And we've done a pretty good job of that this season.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look ahead, you've got obviously a big game this weekend against Clemson, a rivalry matchup to close out the regular season. What do you certainly don't have to say anything to get your guys amped to play Clemson, but what are you looking at going into this week and going into practice today?
Yeah, certainly we we played so well last week and trying to find a way to do that again. Obviously, last week nobody in the country was handing out awards, and I wasn't doing Zooms like this last week. So this week's a little bit of a different deal. So we've got to be mature enough to handle the positive vibes coming our way this week. And it is a rivalry game, so we don't have to do much to motivate our guys to be ready to play this week. But at the end of the day, it gets down to playing and coaching well on Saturday, obviously, and we've got to have a great week of preparation, and that's what we did last week to give us a chance to go beat Tennessee last week, and then we have to do it again this week to give us a chance to go play well and have a chance to win against a really good Clemson team also.
What have you learned about South Carolina fans over the couple of years? I mean, I know you have a lot of experience as an assistant in the past, so it's not like your first rodeo in Columbia, but what do South Carolina fans mean to you, and what do they mean in a stadium and an atmosphere like on Saturday?
Yeah, they're still as awesome as ever. They were fantastic when I was here before, and they're loyal. They show up every single week. We sold out every single Saturday home game that we had this season, and it wasn't one of those announced sellouts with 15,000 empty seats. I mean, we had every seat filled for every game this year, no matter who we were playing, and we're so appreciative of them. They were a factor for us Saturday night in our stadium, without a doubt. They have been all season in our home games, and I know we'll have a bunch of garnet and black up in Clemson Saturday afternoon as well.
Before we let you go, one last thing. We always ask on behalf of the scouts here, for those coming up to Columbia, or I guess in this case, I'm going to ask you about two towns. Sorry. Columbia, South Carolina, Blacksburg, Virginia. Where do you got to see if you're scouting or on the road seeing a game in either of those towns?
Man, put me on the spot, because I don't think there's going to be a right answer. I'm going to make somebody mad no matter what I don't say. So Blacksburg's great, being up in the mountains, and my family and I really enjoyed living there. My parents still live there for sure. So I think when you when you're up there, if you have time, which I'm sure you don't, but if you're able to get out and enjoy the mountains and the outdoors, there's some great spots just outside Blacksburg, and that's beautiful country. And then would say the same thing about Columbia. Columbia obviously is bigger, and you got some fantastic restaurants here in Columbia, and got the river right downtown, and tons of great sporting events here with Carolina Athletics as well. So there's a lot to see and do. I'm trying to give you the politically correct answer and not tick anybody off by leaving them out.
Coach, I think you gave the perfect answer, and we thank you for making a few minutes for this morning. Congrats again on a big win, Cheez-It Bowl National Team of the Week, as named by the FWAA. So thank you again, and have a great week of practice. We'll look forward to this week's game.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys.